What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Scary Hour, and we're here with yet another week and yet another episode. I'm so happy to be here today, as I always am. When you come to your own space, in order to, even if it's just talking to like one individual that views the fucking episode, it's like, regardless, I do this because this is what I want to do. It just feels good to come here because I know it's gonna be a therapeutic time. Like, I know I don't have to come out of pocket and like pay for a therapist and like speak to somebody who doesn't potentially give a fuck about what I gotta say. But it's like knowing that I could come here and just like chat. Some people find it weird that I speak straight into a camera and potentially not speak to anybody, depending on how the views are looking that later on that week. But not to me. For some reason, I'm over the topic. I mean, I'm over the phase of it being weird. Like, I'm over the fact that, you know, at first, don't get me wrong though, at first it was just like, yo, this is so awkward. Like, I'm here and I'm speaking straight into a camera. But I feel like that's just like the old way of thinking. You know, especially in now and age, you know, it's like, it's kind of like the old way of thinking. You kind of have to like get used to like talking to a camera, especially if you're like in my in my stage where it's just like, if you don't have anybody to bring along and where you can speak to one-on-one and like have that dialogue and conversation with, you might as well just like get accustomed to talking by yourself, and talking to the camera down, looking straight at it. And yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's something I've gotten used to. If you think to yourself, bro, this nigga gets like 1 view, 2 views a week, bro. Like, what is this man talking? Why he's sitting here uploading these meaningless ass videos for 2 viewers? And it's like, I don't do it for the views. Like, it's just like, I don't. Now, don't get me twisted. You feel me? Like a episode does really well, or a clip does very well, and it's like, I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm very happy that it reached out to whatever certain amount of people it reached out to. But at the end of the day, I could sit here and go months on months with 0 views, and I really won't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, this is what I like to do. And it's very therapeutic to me. I come here every day and I just speak into this camera and I speak about certain topics, you know, just to keep it entertaining. Just in case if you're not that interested in what's going on in my minimum wage ass life. But it's like, at the end of the day, regardless, aside from those, you know, breaking newses and like hot topics of the week, I still get times like these throughout each episode where I get to just talk, bro. And that's why I created what I've created. You know, this is why I've put down you know, I've put down this investment, and I've been able to do what I love to do, because this is just part of it. It's just, I don't know. And you do get better along with everything else. You feel me? Like, this is like broadcasting. Eventually you do get better at broadcasting. Eventually, same way you do get better at some sport. At first you don't get paid for it, and eventually if you make it up to there, you'll eventually get paid for it. And everything is going to eventually look like, wow. I speak about this a whole lot on this podcast, but it's like I'll show a family member like, yo, look how well this video did, like, just to see their reaction. And it's like, they ask me immediately if I get paid for it. Which is like, don't get me twisted. Like, I've thought about that, like, myself, even beforehand. Like, yo, I wonder how much this person got paid for this video. Look how much views it got. And it's just like a straight to the point kind of thinking. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? That's mad views. I wonder if you got bread for that, like, and how much you got for that. Like, a form of like curiosity, you know, it's part of it, you know, human beings being curious. And it's like, Uh, my mom asked me that. And it's like the disappointment in her face, in her hearing that I didn't get paid anything. But it's not, I will never, no matter how many times I've explained to my mother, I will never get through her head the fact that this is not what I do it for. You feel me? If it comes with it, then yeah, great, awesome. It comes with it. But it's like, at the end of the day, in order for even us to get to there, it would have to we would have to put in the hours. Just like with everything. Nothing comes easy, bro. You feel me? Nothing comes easy. And that's a perk of what may happen and what may come to the future. But it's like, if I sit here and just think about that, this is not what I'm doing it for. Like, I'm not doing it for the fact that I'm passionate about podcasting. I'm doing it for the fact that, I just want some money. And it's like, well, we all want some money at the end of the day. This is not one thing why I do it. This is just me, bro. This is why I speak a lot. And you might as well just put it on somewhere and make use of your words. If you are a person that's always been the type of person to Diablo, tú sí habla mucho, or like in translation to English, it's damn, you speak too much or you talk too much, bro. Like, you gotta tone it down a little bit. Put out something where you can like fucking speak even more and louder. And that's what I've created here with Scary Hour. Like, you're not about to shut me down, bro. I say and do whatever the fuck I want, bro. You're not about to sit here and tell me, oh, you talk too much. Oh, well, nigga, cover your ears. Fuck what you talking about. I got a lot to say. Am I supposed to be here looking cool? Because that's a cool thing to do. A lot of motherfuckers like to act like they're very quiet and like don't like to speak much. When in reality, motherfuckers love to talk about everything. And it's like, what if I feel passionate about many things? And you just so think that I speak too much. I don't know. It's I love it when people tell me to shut up though. Cause it's like, if only you knew, bro. Like, I speak, you're listening to me in person right now. You can also find me on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It feels good. But with that little slight promo, yes, guys, please, if you cannot watch the visual, and even if you don't take the time to watch it and just are looking to hear it, we are on Apple Podcasts and we are on Spotify. The visual just comes for a YouTube, and that's it. It just comes through YouTube, and that's all. That's why we have it on YouTube, for just the visuals. But on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, this is just strictly for listeners who don't wish to or who don't have the time to be staring at a screen for an hour. Because I once didn't have the time to stare at a screen for an hour. Or that's how long my podcast is. Other podcasts that I listen to are like 3 fucking hours long. But there is where I would sit there and just like work and listen, have the luxury to listen to my favorite podcasters. And even if I couldn't see it, even if there were moments I was like, damn, I wish I could see what's going on at the moment. Even then, but I'll still get my regular daily podcasting in, and eventually it'll let time pass. I was talking to a friend of mine that he's a long like a friend of mine who I've known for a long time, and me and him we're how can I say, we're kind of cut from the same cloth in the sense that people always fucked around with us. We're always like bullied around or whatnot. This is completely irrelevant to what I was talking about. I just decided to jump into this because it's what was in my mind immediately. So we were having a conversation last night, and this kid has been fucking dedicated like a motherfucker, like on his workout regimen and the way he's eating. He's obvious. The only reason I know about this is obviously because he posted on social media. While people also say that not to trust social media and people portray their certain ways, at the end of the day, you can actually see it with this human being. The work that he's putting in, it's actually paying off. And I at one point was feeling the same way, even though I could freely say that I've kind of like let go of myself a little bit ever since, COVID has started. And I don't even want to blame COVID. I just, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna blame COVID because that shit hit me. And I don't feel the same anymore, bro. That shit hit me. And I also smoke hookah, so it's like, yeah. But it's like, I was having a conversation with him yesterday for like the first time in a while. And I was just like, yo, bro, I really big ups to you because every time I see your story on Instagram, I always get inspired to want to hit the gym or eat right or in some way, shape, or form take care of my body. Even though that's something that's always in my head, that's always something that's like right in front of my fucking dome. At the end of the day, like seeing it also, having it always around in any way, shape, or form, whether if it's a visual or audio or whether you see someone who's fucking ripped or whatnot, he is one of my motivations to want to like really focus up and get to it, because you're only getting older. So it's like, I know I'm not gonna have the energy as much as I complain about the energy that I have right now. I know I'm not gonna have the energy that I will have, that I wish that I will have when I'm in my mid-30s. You feel me? So I might as well go ham now that I'm younger. So like that, I just worry about maintaining that, maintaining that status of that physique or whatnot. And it's like, yeah, we was having a conversation last night, and I was just like, bro, hey, I just want to, say thank you, because you motivate me to like want to push further in any way, shape, or form, whether if it's eating right or actually going to the gym and working out, and just watching what I eat and watching my calorie count and whatnot. Like, I done seen this kid look like a fucking frail as ever. You feel me? And I was frail too when he was frail, but it's like we went into a different direction. Like I went through the calorie, no fucks given about the calorie intake way, and he went into like, nah, I give a fuck about the calorie intake. And unless he had his own fucking thing, where he himself gained a few pounds and then eventually like he used that as motivation to want to like stop gaining more weight and gain it in a healthy way. But I was telling him like, yo, bro, I wish I was like as motivated as you are to hit the gym and shit like that. But throughout quarantine, I've gained like 25 pounds. So it's like, I feel it, And he was like, bro, honestly, don't worry about it. You feel me? Just obviously take care of yourself. But it's like, at the end of the day, it does feel good to like, it is pretty easy to like transform that fat into muscle. And I was like, Then we started talking about like who our body goal is. And he was showing me some, a TikTok of this dude who was fucking ripped. He told me he gave himself like 3 years in order to get to that physique. And I was like, honestly, the way you're going and the way you're going, as hard as you're going, is like, you look like you're going to get there beforehand, before even 3 years are up. But then he proceeded to let me know, like, yo, honestly, like the first week, it's always easy. Like you see the change, and it's like the change is very rapid. Within your body, if you're consistent with your workout regimen. But it's like if you're after the first year, from the first year and on, you're just like, okay, it starts to slow down. So a lot of people deal with like having to stay motivated and like continue on going crazy at the gym or whatnot. And that's when it becomes a test, when it's just like, okay, now let me just focus on like maintaining what the goal is and thinking about what the goal is, and just like maintaining that, reminding myself constantly that this is the goal. And even though I don't see anything changing, and the changing is very slow, there's something going on where the change is going to continue. So it's like the change is going to continue growing. It's just very slowly. So it's like, he was just telling me all of that. And I was telling him, he asked me, well, he didn't ask me, I kind of like just threw it out there. When you like ask a question in order for you to like give yourself your input, that was like what I was trying to do right there. So if you're listening to me, bro, honestly, it was just the only conversation starter that I had. You feel me? Don't judge me. I was just like, yo, I can't wait to let this person know that my body goal is Daniel Craig from 007. That's my body goal. And what better way to have this conversation with somebody who can potentially have a body goal? You feel me? So I asked the question in order to give my opinion or give, my input on who my body goal is. And I'm gonna give it a buck. Like, he shared his body goal before on his social media, and I seen it, but I just went by that, and I didn't even acknowledge it in the sense of like, okay, I'm gonna act like I never saw it, and like I forgot, and I don't know who his body goal is, but eventually it'll lead to me letting him know who my body goal is. And the only reason I only wanted to even say anything about it was just because I wanted to hear his input on my body goal. That's it. Listen, I don't be giving a fuck about what people think sometimes, but if you're a good person, I do give a fuck about what you think, because it holds more value than someone who's always very shitty about things, and it's like who I know is always like a dick or someone who's very on the negative side of things. It's like, that's when I really don't give a fuck what you think or what you say or what you have to say or anything like that. If you're somebody who is like, okay, you know what, I'm very negative about everything, and that's just the way you have to be because you can't trust nobody in this world. I don't want to hear nothing about you, bro. I don't want to talk to you, nigga. Like, I don't want to even tell you anything that's going on in my life, because you're going to be mad negative and jinx everything that's going on in my life. But with somebody like him or somebody of that caliber, where they're like very focused on what they're doing and very disciplined, clearly, it's like, why not? I want to hear what he has to say. So I told him like, yo, this is my body goal, like Daniel Craig from 007. And he's like, honestly, bro, that's a great physique. And you have the body for it too. I'm like, see, that's what I wanted to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'm not going to hold you. That's exactly what I wanted right there. You feel me? That's enough motivation for me to hit the gym tomorrow, even though I don't have a gym membership yet and things are a little rocky at the moment in my life. But if I were to still have that gym membership, I would have started tomorrow, no going back. And I know it sounds like an excuse right now, but it's like, I will get there. You feel me? I'm going to get there. But it's just like, I need something to kick it off. That was something that kicked it off. You feel me? And another reason why it mattered what he had to tell me was just because, or his response to what I had to say about who my body goal is, was because this is somebody who how can I say, he was also somebody like, and how can I explain this? He used to basically get fucked around a lot with, like I did, in terms of like, motherfuckers would take a nigga like a joke or on occasion, like, whether if it's like where we're from, like what our race is, or like our body is, like the way our body is or whatnot. There was moments where you can honestly say like, I was fucking frail as hell, but then like somebody would always be like, yo, you're fat. There would be that one person, bro, stop hiding your stomach, you're fat. And that was what I was dealing with. And he was always somebody who like I could like have any kind of conversation with. And he would be very mature about shit. So that's why it mattered. This is not the same energy with just anybody. You feel me? Not everybody has that same kind of maturity. And speaking of maturity, I had the conversation with my cousin that I spoke to you guys about a few weeks ago, in terms of him, in abbreviation or like in short words, he was just trying to say like he was more mature than me because he has been like he has a kid, and how he's been pushed to get his own apartment, and he has to actually pay bills now, and like how he had his first vehicle first, or like the license, he took out his license first than I did and whatnot. He brought up the conversation. So that night I was really lit. So the fact that he brought up the conversation, it threw me off, because I'm like, bro, I thought I only knew about this. Like, I was going to bring it up to you when I felt ready to talk about it. But hey, since you brought it up, let's talk about it, whatever. And eventually we didn't get nowhere. And it's because I didn't iterate it right. Like, I didn't express exactly what the problem was, detail for detail. I was very vague about it, just because I was so thrown off, and there were so many things to take into account when it came to this conversation, which was why I was waiting to have the conversation, because I wanted to have these different bullet points that I was just like, yo, bro, these are the type of different things that we need to tackle in order to have this conversation. We can't just open freely have the conversation, because it's more difficult than what you may think it is. You may think of it as just a conversation, but to me, it's a little different. It has more to do with things that you have to like break down. And I wasn't ready to break down that night, because I was not expecting to have the conversation in the first place. And number two, the motherfucker decides to bring up the conversation in front of in front of two other friends of his. And it's like, bro, that lets me know alone where you stand in sense of like how important our friendship is to you. Clearly it's not that important for you to pull me to the side and have a conversation with me. Instead, you decide to have that conversation in front of everybody. And it's like, when you're having a conversation, you got to always give people like eye contact, and also let each other finish sentences, which is something that everything was wrong about the whole conversation. But eventually, it did not go the right way, or in any way, kind of shape or form. Like, it did not look like it was not two adults having the conversation. It was very egoistic. The conversation was very, not egoistic. It was very ego driven. The conversation was very hostile and very defensive. So that's not maturity. You feel me? It's just like, how are you able to say that just because you have a kid and you pay your own rent because you have your own place now, and you pay your own you have your own license, you got your license first than I did or whatnot, you're more mature than I am, but you can't hold a conversation because you immediately think that the person is just looking to bring you down, instead of just sitting down and really trying to break everything the person's saying in order for you to understand where the person's coming from. Because I understood where he was coming from, because he was looking at everything from a surface level, when it was more deeper than that. Anyways, there's no specifics. I'm just speaking my mind right now. You guys don't know the specifics, so you guys may be very lost. But maybe you have a conversation with somebody in your past who you've maybe experienced the same thing with, and it's like, it's very difficult to have a conversation with someone who is not trying to have an open mind about this conversation. And it's like, just because it's not going their way, it's like, okay, you know what? Fuck all of this. Abort mission. And it's like, it's either that. If it's going to be like that, then it might as well just dub the whole shit. Fuck the whole conversation. And that's how we left it. We just like, you know what, bro? Fuck the whole conversation, bro. You feel me? At the end of the day, the way he ended the conversation was very disrespectful. And it just lets me know, like, you rather leave off on a bad note than try to really understand where I'm coming from. So At the end of the day, it's family. It's family shit. You feel me? And shit happens. And if people are not willing, if people are willing to just break off something that fast over a conversation that wasn't even well had, it's like, all right, I know where you stand. You feel me? So I'm gonna just be the bigger person, the more mature person. I feel like I'm in a war with somebody. It's like, oh, I'm more mature. No, I'm more mature. But it's just eventually he was just saying that I was feeling insecure about myself, and that's why I grew distant from him. And I was just trying to explain to him that I don't agree with the way I don't fuck with the way he talked to me. When I don't show him any form of disrespect, every time we have a conversation, I look to break down exactly what that conversation that we're having about is. And even if it has to just do with him, I put myself in his shoes. It's like, all right, bro, let's have this conversation. All right, so this is how you're feeling. Why are you feeling like this? And is this how things are? Okay, so how can we have a better day the next day? Let's break that down. Okay, we can start off like that. And we have a whole breakdown. Because that's how, when I care about somebody, that's how I indulge myself in the conversation that we decided to have. But when it's the other way around, it gets all fucked up. Like, it gets all types of it gets dismissed fairly quickly than if it were to be from my end. And I was the one that was getting brung into that conversation. And that was just what I was explaining to him. And it was just like, yo, bro, it's that. And it's also like, you treat me like I'm a dumb nigga. Like, you treat me like I'm stupid. Like, any question that I have, it's either a response of a laughter or or responded with sarcasm, as if I was supposed to know said question or the answer to said question. And that's no way to go about it, bro. If I honestly have a question about something I don't know much about, I expect you to be like, oh, what do you mean? Even if you don't understand my question, I don't know, maybe ask me what I mean about the question, and maybe let me reiterate the question in a different wording so you could better understand it, instead of just feeling defensive and trying to act bullyish about the whole situation, and then just laughing at the fact that I even have such question. It's shit like that. You feel me? And I wouldn't approach it that way, because if you had a question about something that you really wanted to know, even if I was like, well, you don't know that, I wouldn't show you that, because it's like, I understand that there's people out there that may not know or don't know a lot of shit that I know. And there's people out there that know a whole lot of shit that I don't. So why would I look at anything that you have to say or anything that you are interested in as any way of bro, what the fuck? And that was just the type of energy I was always getting from him all throughout our friendship. And I always give him the benefit of the doubt, which is something that I brought up to him as well. I was like, I always gave you the benefit of the doubt to always realize within yourself the way you just spoke to me when I brought this and that and the third up. The way you responded to said question or said statement. You feel me? And that's just something you have to deal with when you deal with somebody who has zero patience for anything. But it's to me, it's really bro, if you're a person that has zero patience for such things, wouldn't you always want to look to be a better person the next day and maybe work on your patience if it's something that you're lacking on? Because eventually having good patience or a lot of patience eventually it's good for you. It's not like it's something that's fucked up or something that eventually fucks with you and it's bad for you. Nah. But yeah, it's I don't know, bro. I could say I don't want to say I try to have the conversation, because I didn't bring it up again. You feel me? Again, I wasn't the one that was in it wasn't, and that's another thing too. Like, it wasn't like, oh, let's bring up this to then have the conversation. It was more of like, yo, I'm interrogating you. Like, this is an interrogation, and like I'm asking you because I'm all up in your face now. Like now we gonna find out what the root is, and it's just number one. The reason why you always should have such a serious conversation on private terms with whoever it is that you have a conflict with or a problem with, or whoever it is that you need to have the conversation with. The reason why you need to have it in private is because all ego will leave the room or the area in which you're in if you have it alone. If you have it with your group of friends or your people or people around you, it don't even matter if they fuck with you or not. At the end of the day, one of the parties is gonna have to feel like, you know what? Nah, I can't let you just say that. I have to give you I have to say something back to you that revolts what you just said to me, because now I look pussy. You feel me? So that's what I feel like played in this section. In this particular story, it was just like, I'm around my friends, so I have to give off this demeanor like I'm a boss, like I'm that nigga. You feel me? Like nobody could talk down on me, and I'm not bugging. You feel me? Like, I'm not wrong, and I'm not trying to hear it. That's just the vibe that it gave off. I've spoken to people around both of us, and they themselves tell me that the motherfucker be acting real funny around his friends, and he just be switching up type shit. And it's just like, all right, you feel me? I'm not bugging. That's the only reason I ask people around both of us is just like, I'm not bugging. You feel me? And I know it's like that with a lot of people. You feel me? And yeah, I don't know. It's funny vibes. But I'm giving this so much light, and I shouldn't, because it's just like, I feel like talking about it because it's just something that bothered me. And I'm just trying to fill y'all into what happened. Getting a little personal with y'all and all that shit. You feel me? Like, cause maybe some of y'all care about that personal shit. So I'm just getting a little personal. And maybe y'all have dealt with people with the same type of person that I'm currently dealing with, or I was dealing with at the time. But yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate, but people outgrow people. That's what we have to like eventually like come to an agreement with, like, and by we I'm saying everybody. It's okay, bro, to just like outgrow someone who it may be very hard to like get to you to understand that it's time. Maybe you have outgrown them, or maybe they have outgrown you. You feel me? Like, you have to be open to that too. There's a level of open-mindedness to really tell yourself like, yo, this person is just in a better stage in their life now that I'm not there in theirs. Or not that now that you're not in theirs, but they're now in a better stage in their life. And because I'm in mine, they probably cut ties with me because of that. And it takes a level of open-mindedness to accept that. And I feel like a lot of people let their egos get the best of them and don't let that be okay with them. You feel me? And I feel like it's okay, bro. It's okay to do so. It's not a problem. It's not like, oh, we're enemies now. It's just like, shit is not the same no more, bro. You feel me? Shit is not the same no more. At the end of the day, especially when you're like growing from like teenage life to like adulthood, young adulthood, is like, it's difficult to keep the same friends around because you're now have gotten a new job. You're new at working. You're new at doing this 9 to 5 shit. So it's like, I have to sit here and like get used to and accustomed to getting paid every week a good amount of money, Because at first it's like, oh shit, I'm getting paid, because you either live with your parents, you don't have that much rent to pay and whatnot. And even if you have it rough, at first it's just like, I'm getting money. You feel me? Until you later on learn that there's better jobs out there and shit like that, of course, obviously. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. You know, it should be okay to allow that type of growth, because eventually it's growth. You feel me? Like, and how can I say, like, I don't want to say that I've outgrown my cousin. I don't know how to put it, because I don't want to say that I've outgrown him, because he himself has matured himself, like, in his own way. And he still has a bit of himself, of his old self, when we were younger and shit like that. Like, I see it myself. You feel me? Like, and it's, I don't know, bro. Who am I to say? You feel me? Like, who am I to say, yo, he hasn't grown as much? You feel me? I can only speak for myself. At the end of the day, I'm not the person. I don't know nothing that's going on in his head. I only know what's going on in mine. And I can tell you that within the last 3 years, I've outgrown so much. Now, that's not to say I've not created mistakes and made mistakes throughout these past years. I've had multiple mistakes that I regret. But there's a level in which I've tapped into, that I know myself is a huge improvement to where I was 3 years prior. And that's just something that I've been able to like feel very happy about, and be able to feel freely enough to speak on, you know. So it's like, if you feel like that, and if you feel like you have gotten to a stage in your life where you have, even if it's been the last few months, where you have seen such a major amount of improvement within yourself in any kind of category in your life, acknowledge that. You feel me? Feel happy about that, because at the end of the day, who else is going to be there keeping points of, oh, wow, look, today you have kept this routine going, and now you have so-and-so days of routine, of doing the said routine. You earn a point. Nobody's taking points. Nobody keeping count. You feel me? So, and don't even talk about it, because motherfuckers be hating on it anyways. You feel me? Motherfuckers be dying for you to not succeed, bro, just so you can stay at their level. And it's like, fuck all that, nigga. Like, fuck all that, bro. You feel me? Fuck all of that. And it's like, I don't know. It's something I'm very proud of. And something, and even if you have, like, if you're somebody who is looking to improve in their life in any way, bro, again, I'm iterating this, like, in any way, even if it's in the slightest way, bro, if it's an improvement, it's an improvement, and you see it within yourself, that's all that matters. As long as you see it within yourself, that's all that matters. Nothing else matters, bro. At all. If you see the improvement, pat yourself on the back and continue to improve. And if you're looking if you're somebody who's looking to improve, the fact that you have the mindset to look to do such thing is good enough. You're going on the right path. The fact that your mind is strong enough to tell itself, I know this isn't the best that I could do. Because a lot of people stay content. A lot of people stay fine and happy with where they're at in life, because it either works for them, or they just either give up or whatnot. But the fact that your mind is telling itself, yo, this is not what it is, bro. This is not. And you decide to have that thought, and you're well aware that that's what's going on in your head, and that's the mindset, that's what's running on in your head, even if you haven't taken the first step yet. Just the fact that your mind is running that way is something that you should be proud of. Because not, like I said, people be content. You feel me? Like, people really be okay with where they're at in life. Me personally, I'm never okay with where I'm at in life. And I don't think I would ever be okay with where I'm at in life. Because while, yes, even the more successful you become, the more comfortable life is, at the end of the day, you're going to get tired of that comfortability. Like, comfortability. Yeah, you get the word, bro. You get tired of being at that level of comfortness. So you want to be even more comfortable. So the fact that you're not as comfortable motivates you to want to be more comfortable. And that's something to be fucking proud of. And if I could sit here and say that I've outgrown someone, and I feel like we're just not at the same stage in our life, it's not something that I'm proud to say, because at the end of the day, who wouldn't want to keep like a friendship? It's just something that you come to terms with and that you're fine with. And I'm happy to say that I'm fine with that. I'm not happy that it's happening. I'm just happy that I'm fine with it. And I'm not letting it take a toll on me. And just because I'm talking about it does not mean that it is taking a toll on me. Because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. Because I've detached myself from this certain problem a while back ago. And I've prepared myself to be able to freely have this conversation. Which is why I'm so nonchalant about this whole situation. I'm speaking about it because it's something that it's something that I feel good talking about. And if someone is not willing, if the person that I'm having the conflict with is not willing to have the conversation with me, I'm going to have it, whether if it's by myself or with you guys watching. Because at the end of the day, I know that when I turn off these cameras and these mics, I'm going to feel good that I spoke my chest and I I spoke my mind out. And I was able to like speak up. You feel me? So, and what better platform to do it than the Scary Hour? I don't know, y'all. You feel me? Like, I really don't know. And I have some topics here, and time's almost up. So it's like, I could just bring these topics up. Or I can't. I really don't care. I actually, like, there was something to talk about this week. You know? And I hope you guys don't get bored out. Or if you stayed here throughout this whole time, I hope you enjoyed and understood and comprehended where I'm coming from. You feel me? And where maybe it could kind of give you a deeper thought of who I am as an individual. Because maybe you may be walking into this podcast like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this minimum wage ass nigga who thinks he could do it somewhere and make it somewhere with this podcast shit? The name is already bullshit. You may have all of these negative ass thoughts about me because you don't know me. But maybe me talking about these stories and talking about exactly what's in my mind may give you an insight of who I am as an individual. And maybe you may fuck with me because of it. You feel me? Maybe you'll be like, yo, I understand where he coming from. I fuck with this dude. And if so, show your support, bro. You feel me? Like, write down in the comments anything, honestly. Support by giving us a like or whatever. It just shows me that aside from the views, because the views are enough for me to be like, okay, somebody's watching. You feel me? Even if it's like for a few seconds, I really don't care. You clicked on the video. Like, that's all that matters to me. But yeah, I don't know. Moving on from all of that shit though, gas prices went up. And in California, they went up to like $5, which is crazy because it's already hurting me here in New York that I'm seeing them hit $4 and some change or whatnot. It's hurting me to see them at $4. Imagine $5, bro. I'm not driving my car nowhere, my nigga. Fuck all of that. The minute that them shits hit over $5.50, I'm chilling. I am not driving my vehicle nowhere. I'd rather take the train, bro. Fuck all of that. I'd rather take the train. And I wonder if gas expired. Like, if gas stays in the tank for too long, does it expire? It shouldn't, but I wonder. I'm just a brand new car owner who has a lot of questions, so please bear with me. It may sound dumb as fuck to you, but it's like, something to consider. You feel me? I don't know. Who knows, bro? That shit, I don't know, bro. But New York might be next with that $5 shit. The way I seen the gas price on one of these gas stations, it was like $4.35, bro. I'm like, nah. I left immediately. I left, and my shit was almost on E. I was like, yeah, fuck all that, bro. I'm about to go get a Tesla. Fuck all that. I'm like, fuck all of that, bro. I'm not dealing with that. The fuck. Nigga, save the economy, nigga. I'm about to just go get a Tesla. Fuck all of that. That's a dub. That is a dub. Hell no, yo. The way this shit is heading, I'm seeing the inflation. That shit is smacking a nigga down the drain. Like, I don't know how. But if it push come to shove, I'm gonna take my train. Gladly enough, I live in New York, so it's easy to take those things. It's just annoying to do so because you have to share the fucking space with mad people who. All right, it wouldn't be a problem if it was mad like randoms, but if it's like mad randoms who are at least considerate, but they be so many inconsiderate people on the motherfucking train and buses, bro. There be people that just don't. You could tell the fucks that they give are 0 to none. You feel me? Like, so for me to like know that I could potentially be sharing that with people again, it's like I'm not looking forward to it. But at least I can say it's easy to do. But yeah. Anyways, fucking, I seen this shit about Deron Williams, who's fighting Frank Gore. I don't know who the fuck Frank Gore is. But Deron Williams is a former NBA player. This shit caught me by surprise. They're having like a whole boxing match. And it caught me so off guard because I'm like, D-Well? He used to be a point guard for the Brooklyn Nets. I forgot who else he played for, but he used to be a prominent point guard or the starting point guard for the Brooklyn Nets at one point in the early 2010s. And it was just like, huh? I didn't even know he was practicing to like, he was training to like fight. I didn't know he was training to box. I'm like, everybody's just boxing today. Nowadays, everyone's just boxing. I don't know, bro. I'm about to box myself. Maybe that'll help me motivate me, go to the gym more and get fucking ripped. And maybe y'all give me a good match or somebody to look forward to fighting, and I'll definitely work my ass off to do so. I promise you that. If y'all give me somebody who to really fight, I'll do it. I'll do it. Word to, I'll do it. Word to everything, I'll do it. Like, fuck it. Why not? We're gonna fight. I wouldn't mind that. Shit. We're gonna get it in. I'll bust a nigga ass. I really don't care. I even if I get my ass busted and I get it's not like I'm gonna get humbled anyways, because it's like I'm not gonna fucking sit here and like be like, yo, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Cause what if it don't? That's like my fear. Like, what if I don't whoop your ass? What if I unknowingly put myself in a situation where it's like, this motherfucker know what he doing, and now he finna smack me around, and I'm gonna be tight. Cause now I'm gonna look like Josue Vargas. I'm gonna look mad stupid. So I'm gonna save myself the trash talking. Because number one, I don't know shit about boxing. But if y'all give me somebody who's good, or not good, if y'all give me a good person to fight, then I bet I'll train for it. Shit, the way everybody's just jumping into this boxing shit and just fighting, I'm gonna do it myself too. Shit, I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Fuck all of that. I don't know, bro. It's ridiculous. Anyways, moving on from that, I heard a story about this Maryland mayor facing decades in prison over revenge porn. He posted it like on Reddit or some shit like that. Like, I didn't really follow up on the story that much or that hard. I just read it and I was like, bro, you're a mayor? And you decide to just be like, and you literally thought through this. Oh, let me post a sex tape with Shorty. Let me post it on this Reddit page. Because this bitch think I'm pussy. Like, fuck the fact that I'm a mayor. Like, this bitch really think I'm pussy. She testing my gangster. Let me show her who's gangster. Let me show her that I'm really about it. That I will dead ass go to jail for decades, potentially. And I'll post this shit too. We don't even know who the shorty is. So there's that. Alright, like I said, y'all, I didn't read up on this shit at all. But let me tell you right now, last night, this Lakers versus Pistons shit, where number one, the Lakers had a great comeback, a 15-point comeback at late in the, I believe it was like in the middle of the fourth quarter or all of the fourth quarter. I forgot. But it literally took LeBron getting ejected and suspended for 1 day and a nigga bleeding on the court running around in order for it to spark that Laker madness or that Laker comeback. Because the way that Stewart kid started running after people and shit, after like niggas, and he was first running after Bron, and then like he was doing all of this commotion, right? Just to like get, I guess it's because like his teammates riled him up, and like obviously the fans are watching, so it's like, you know, I can't just get hit. Eventually, what happened was, let me just start it all over from the beginning. Somebody was shooting a free throw, and LeBron was next to this guy, waiting for the make or the miss, whatever. And on the video, you can see that the Stewart Little decided he was grabbing onto DeAndre Jordan, I believe. He was grabbing onto his jersey, which is obviously a foul. You can't do that. And with the other arm, pushing Braun off, like from like boxing him out, which is another offensive foul or defensive foul, whatever. It's a foul. And Braun's instinct, which is many people's instinct, was to, get off of me and cock his hand back. Unfortunately, Stewart's face was right there where he cocked his hand back. And he basically, a lot of people saying elbowed, but when you look really at the video, and really closely to the video, he wristed the motherfucker. So he wristed him like right above the eye, like right here, right? And then like Braun obviously realized that he hit him real hard, and he was like, "Yo, you good? Like my fault." And then like the kid, like you could kind of tell that the dude was just like, "Nah, this is a reason to get mad and just go all the fuck out and like really try to go crazy right now." And that's exactly what he did. Number one, I knew he was pussy because he could have punched Braun in his grill right then and there the minute it happened, because I would have done that if I was as heated as he portrayed to be. And second of all, he just starts running around the court, all because his teammates are holding him back. So he's just like, he knows that like it's just that thing where it's like, yo, hold me back, bro. Hold me back, bro, because I'm gonna really go crazy on this nigga right now. Like, hold me back, bro. Hold me back. Hold me back. Because word two, you're gonna want to hold me back, bro. You're gonna want to hold me back. Because if you don't, I might kill this nigga. I might. That's just how the man was acting. Anyways, he was acting like that, right? Forgetting LeBron's teammates. LeBron's being very passive about the whole shit and being like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, I ain't even mean to smack you like that. And you know I ain't mean it because I'm not a dirty player. And we all know LeBron's not a dirty player. And he's just like, nah, I'm not trying to hear it. This and that. Going all out, bro. And his teammates are holding him back for what? Because you know he's not going to do nothing, bro. You could tell when a dude is not going to do nothing, bro. And why even put yourself in a predicament where you could potentially look to do something when you damn well know for sure yourself that you ain't gonna do nothing? It's fucking hilarious to me. But anyways, eventually they separate him, and he's already leaking. Like, he started leaking the minute they started like having this altercation, this face-to-face altercation about LeBron hitting him and shit. You can start seeing the blood start pour down and shit. down his face. And then when they finally like separate them fully, LeBron was already far from him. And they start to like push him towards the bench. His side of the Piston side of the bench. He just like, I don't know, we're just like, you know what? And he starts like breaking through everyone that's holding him back or trying to. And he's just like running at full force. LeBron's at the other end of the court just waiting, just like talking to the refs like, yo, I didn't really mean to hit this dude. Like, y'all know I'm not a dirty player. I did not mean to hit this dude. Like, it's just a reflection that unfortunately happened and whatnot. And DeAndre Jordan stands in the way of Bron. And also Russ joins DeAndre Jordan and stands in the way of Bron. And a bit behind them, Anthony Davis is there too. Like, nah, hold on. Somebody's holding Anthony Davis back, and Anthony Davis is like, at this point, Anthony Davis is already like, nah, all right, nigga won't smoke. Let's really give him smoke then. So somebody's holding Anthony Davis back. Russ and DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan started to kind of square up. Russ was really about it. Russ was like, nigga, what? Pull up then. You know what? Pull up. At first, when I saw him starting to square up, I thought he was throwing a crip. I thought he was just there like, that's what I thought he was doing. Until you zoomed in and you start to see that he's fisted up, like he's just ready to start fighting this man. And that shit just had me weak, because the minute, listen, this young fella decides to break through multiple dudes like a linebacker. I don't even know if that's the position that does that in NFL, because I don't even watch that shit. But it goes with what I'm saying. He breaks through all them niggas, and then he gets 2 inches away from DeAndre Jordan and Russell Westbrook, and decides to stop and get stopped by this one fella who he could easily plow like the rest of them that he just did. It just goes to show that you really ain't about it, kid. Then I started to see like the next day, bro. I started to see compilations of this man fighting around the league and shit like that. He got suspended for 2 days. LeBron got suspended for 1. So tonight is a Tuesday night. The Lakers play the Knicks. They're currently playing as we speak. And LeBron's not going to play. But at least they play the Pacers tomorrow on Wednesday. So we get to see LeBron play the Pacers at least. But yeah, it's just another story of know where you stand, bro. Because if you really ain't about it, don't act like you about it. Because I wouldn't. I'll tell you that right now. If I had something to say, I'll say it to your face. And then, like, if I really am looking to, like, if I really could feel like you about to try to swing, I'm trying to dodge them shits. Fuck what you talking about? I'm going to get the shit that I need to get off my chest and look to flight. That's it. Not fight, flight. I don't want no smoke. I just had something to say. Why we can't fight with words? I don't get it. I feel like motherfuckers get so physical immediately. Like, it's too fast, bro. Why can't we just have this face off first and like say everything we need to say to each other and get shit off our chest? And then whoever said the most funniest shit, 2 of them loses. Why we gotta fight for? I don't want to fight. This has been another episode of Scary Hour. I hope you guys had a great week last week, and I hope you guys have an even better one this week coming up. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. The year is going by. Well, 2021 went by like a fucking breeze. So I love you all. I hope you continue to enjoy Scary Hour, and you could definitely find us on YouTube for the visuals and the audio. And for just the audio, you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So see you again next week with episode number 25. Love you all and enjoy.